All right, let's do a quick audio test. I think this should be good. Okay, one sec. Gotta adjust the microphone. Okay, here we go. I might turn the music down. Tiny bit. Oh my goodness, the phone is exploding. Please stop it, phone. All right, I'm ready to go. Let me see. I think I have to do desktop capture, unfortunately, because sometimes Unreal does not like to get captured directly. All right, phone, you behave now. Okay, so today's gonna be pretty short, probably, because I don't know what I'm gonna do after, and if I finish everything planned, then I might make this a shorter stream. But the three main things I want to do. One, I want to update the health system, the current one, because I don't want it on the player. I want it to be part of a component. And the reason why I want to do that is so that you can reuse this component, which contains all of the code for the health system, and you can reuse it on multiple, like say you could use it on player, you could use it on AI, and then you can also use it in multiple projects. So you could just import the component instead of, the player itself. It makes it easier to reuse that code in the future. So that's what I'm going to do. That's the first thing. Second thing, I want to update the current health bar at the top left, and make it look prettier. I guess that's like the easiest way of saying it needs to be updated because it's pretty boring. And then also I need to fix a bug for that, because it's not a bug actually. It's just I need to replace the delay in there for the fade out with a retriggerable delay that I totally forgot existed last time I was messing around with the health bar. And the third thing is I want to set up a hunger and thirst system, but it's not really hunger and thirst. The easiest way to explain it is calories and hydration, kind of like in a survival game almost, but it's basically going to be hunger and thirst. But the thing is some foods might also provide water, so we have to take account for that. So like drink a soda, it'll give you some calories and water as well. So we're gonna do something like that. And I'm remembering that this game's health system technically isn't health. It is something different. It's really hard to explain without context as to what the game is all about. But a quick way to summarize it would be this game is about mental health in a way. And it's really important for you as the player to maintain your health, keep an eye on it, and to make the choices that you need to make in order to keep yourself in a healthy mental state. So pretty much everything that you do in the game can have some kind of effect. Maybe not everything, but one of the big things will be consuming certain kinds of foods. Some foods will be good for you for your mental health. Some foods might not be good for you. And the effect might be different based on whether if you have high mental health condition, I'm calling it condition technically, or lower health. So in reality, the health bar at the top there is your mental health condition. It's not actual health, but that's what it is going to be for the game basically. That's what our main health meter is going to be. And we're also going to have hunger and thirst / calories and hydration. And also eventually I might do fullness as well, so that you can't just spam eat a bunch of things. So if you just ate half a dozen donuts, you can't eat anything else for X amount of time just because you just scarfed down half a dozen donuts. Make it a little more realistic, because you can't really eat a mountain of food all in one sitting. This is meant to be pseudo realistic, because there's one component to the condition that I will be adding eventually, but that's not till much later in the design for this game, really. So let's get started on this. So I'm gonna make sure I do this in my custom folder. And I'm going to make a component folder. Components. I'm going to sneeze. Don't sneeze. Come on. It's very loud. Oh. Okay. So we need to make our health component. It's called health component, but it's not actual health. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I'm just going to continue calling it health just to make it easier. So we're going to call this blueprint component health component. Yeah, sure, that's fine. All right, so this is pretty much similar to how you would do it inside a regular blueprint, like an actor. But the thing is that now that I've created this component, you can actually go into a blueprint and add that component. So I can type in health component, and there it is. Your health component is right there. And you can do that for other blueprints. You can do that for AI. You can do that for animals. Anything, really. So it's a way to reuse this code so that I don't have to do it over and over again. So first thing we got to do is we got to get all of our variables over. So what we need is, I think we're going to need this. Let's get all those functions open up. Player health update. So we're going to need to bring this over. I wonder where that is. Did we actually use that? Health widget delay. I think that's for the... That's for that. I didn't actually use that. Oh, interesting. Okay. I was thinking that it would be in this at least. Is this... Oh. There it is. But it's not even from... for some reason, it's on the player as well. But we don't need it on the player. So here's the thing. So when we're updating the... Actually, oh, right. I updated this. So this used to be toggle the health bar. Not anymore. This is now toggle anything that needs to be toggled, visible and then invisible. The thing is, we're using a timeline. And that's on the player. Can timelines not exist over here on the widget? They cannot. You can't have timelines in here. Okay, good to know. Just to remind myself that that's not a thing you can do. That's why it's on the player. So when we're toggling the opacity of a HUD element here in this function, or this event actually, we are checking to see if it's already rendered. Right, because we're using a timeline to set it from 0 to 100 to 1.0 rendered opacity. So this is the delay that needs to be changed. This needs to be a retriggerable delay. I totally forgot those existed. And the reason why this needs to be switched out is whenever we update the health multiple times, now instead of... let's see if I can actually like debug this. It doesn't look like it. Well, maybe if I start the play and then pause. I didn't really need a pause, but whatever. Yep, there it is. So, possess. Before I do that, just stretch this out a little bit. Oh, why did that happen to the screen? All right. So now, when I increase or decrease the health, you can see that event on the left side. As long as I keep retriggering that delay, it will not fade the health bar away. If I actually let the retriggerable delay complete, then it'll toggle and make the health bar disappear. So that wasn't really a bug. It was just the fact that I forgot retriggerable delays are a thing. And that's a great way of fixing that problem. So now pretty much every single widget element, whether if it's a health bar, the hunger meter, the thirst meter, your subtitle box, all of that can reuse this handy little event here. You will need a timeline though to make it nice and polished like it is at the moment. And unfortunately, widgets cannot use timelines. So you gotta have it somewhere. And for now, I have it on my player, which works. So that fixes that issue. All right. So I think at this point we can just start moving things over to the component. So it looks like we really just need player health. Player health variable. I'm gonna change it now because if I don't, I'm gonna lose my mind. Player condition. Well, if I do reuse this for another game, it'll be better if I just leave it as player health. But for this game, it's considered something different. It's not actually health. Like, oh, I hurt myself. I lost some health. No, it's not that kind of health. So this will be a float. And now let's actually like start making things a little more complicated here, or complex. Player health max. And that's so that the max cannot go, or the health cannot go over a certain point. So like if we continue to spam, where is it? This event, or this function, it can't go over a certain amount. So we don't need all of that. All we need is a function, basically the same thing as this. Update player health. Yeah, I could just grab all this. And we do need a player controller reference. Yeah, so this is going to go into the function, so we need an input. Health update. Hold on. Let's call it change to health. That makes more sense. Another thing we should do, we actually do need event begin play. We need to get owner, and we need to promote that as a variable, player ref. So I think right now it's basically just an actor. If I change that to player first person character, I should have disconnected that. No, it does not like that. Makes sense. All right. Instead of getting player, we're getting owner. See, that's the problem. If I do cast to the player, it kind of defeats the purpose of reusing this. You would still have to update it a little bit. So if you wanted to do this is part of an AI. But there are other ways of doing it. So I'll just cast for now. Cast to first person character. I'm gonna change this eventually, and then here we're gonna get player character. Oops. Oh my goodness, why? Character. It's down there for some reason. All right. And then promote that to a variable that is now the player ref. Right? I gotta rename this or remove that. That makes it a lot easier. But yeah, eventually I will need to update that in case if I want to reuse it. So now the player, where are we setting this player controller ref? I was thinking maybe be on begin play. Inventory. Where are we setting this? Set. Reference graph. Right. Okay, that's what I was doing. So I'm going to just do it here instead. Get owner. Oh, I see. Okay. Got it. So I'm going to just grab that and bring it over here. So now I got my player controller, create a variable, now we got our reference. And then we can add the rest of that function to the health component. Theoretically, that should be everything, pretty much. All right, let me disable everything now for the player, health-wise. Player HUD. No, we're gonna leave that alone. I don't know why this is even a thing. I'm gonna delete that. Player HUD. Oh, right, I think it was just attached to the player. Now that it's actually removed, in order to test it, I need to actually like go in here. See, now these are basically gone. Let's get rid of those, because we're not using the player health system on the player. It would help to actually add the component. Health component. All right. And what we're doing here is updating player health. Oh. Update player health. One is going to be adding 0.1. Remember, it's percentage based because we're using the slider. I do want to change that eventually. This will be minus 0.1. Okay, update player health. That's going to bring us to this function. We're going to change the player health, set it, and we're going to, first let me update this. So now we actually have a player health max. Oh, right. So I think this had to be 1, right? Because remember I said it has to be percentage based, yeah. So the component itself, for now we'll set it to 0.5. And the max health is 0.1 or 1.0. Now we need to do a branch. Before we ever update the player health, we need to check to see if the player health isn't already at the max. So we're going to take player health. I guess it's right there. Just want to move things out of the way first. If player health is, I want to say, hold on. Because in the event we do have the player picking up an item and it brings their health over the maximum, it'll just set it to the maximum. So instead of comparing this to max health, what I'm going to do is take this. Okay. Yeah, basically it's this. Let me move that. So if player health plus the change to health brings it over the maximum health. If that equals, or if that is greater than or equal to, I guess it would just be greater than. Because if it's equal to, then just set it to equal to the max or the actual change. So if player health plus the change to health is greater than the maximum health, then we're going to set the player health to max health. Yeah, greater than max health, set the player health to max health. If that is false, what I want to do, just for future-proofing this, we don't need to worry about 0 health because it doesn't actually kill you. It's not part of this health system. But I do want to check to see if it is at 0. So if player health is somehow less than or equal to 0, hopefully it's not. Not for the purpose of this game, it shouldn't be at 0 or near 0, ideally. Then you want to do something here. But for now, we're not going to do anything because it shouldn't be at 0. We're just testing this right now. And if that's false, then we check, and then we can actually like update the health. So we can take that, the change, the player health plus the change, and we can actually apply it. Oh, did the music end? Okay, hold on. 1 sec. No, it's just quiet for some reason. Oh, I wonder if it was a song that got copyright struck, whatever. There we go. It's always possible, because this is supposed to be a copyright-free playlist. Hopefully it remains that way. Actually, the last stream of this, it did end up being copyright-free, so the stream was perfect. It didn't have any problems. Okay. It's alright. That looks good. So, oh, and then this will need to update here. It will need to update the player HUD. Because it's going to be basically full. So we still got to actually do the rest of that. So, let's go over it one more time. If the player health plus the player health change is greater than the max health, if that's true, we're going to set player health to max health. If that's false, we're going to check to see if health is less than or equal to 0. Oh, wait, hold on. Not health. The change to health. Hold on. Yeah. Okay, so if the player health plus the change to health is less than or equal to 0, then assume death, basically, or whatever this is going to be. I don't know just yet. And if it's false, then that means that the player health plus the change doesn't equal 0 and doesn't equal the max. So we're going to set the player health to the player health plus the change that we're inputting from the input here at the front. And then we're going to update the HUD. So player HUD will bring you here. This is updating the widget health value, the variable, and we're gonna toggle the opacity toggle, or play the opacity toggle. So that should be pretty much it for the new health bar. And remember, it does trigger to begin with because that's just how the health bar widget works to start. And if I press 1 and 2, oh. Interesting. Access engine trying to read. Health component. Update player health. Weird. Ah, it might be that. So let's actually get the player. Get player controller ref and set that here. So in the event that the there's like a loading issue, let's actually add a delay there then. Like a slight one. .1. Let's see what happens. It might not update the actual health bar right away. No, I think we're good. Yep, there we go. So it actually brought up the HUD, but it didn't change the health for some reason. Where are we? We're in here. I want to actually debug this at this point. Okay. Let's wait for the health bar to go away. Alright, it's just not setting it correctly, I'm guessing. Oh, right. Change to health. Yeah, no, that should be right. Change to health. I'm doing that here. Change to health 0.1 minus 0.1. I don't know why there's an issue there. Let's print out the health. Supposed to be the easy part. Gonna print out player health. Oh, right. Doesn't like that. Because it is actually bringing up the HUD and it's toggling the opacity. Ah, it is upgrading the health. You can see it right there, but it's not updating the HUD at all at that point. Right, player. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So, let's add an input here, and so that we don't have to get a reference to the player controller. Player health. So instead of grabbing it from this, we're gonna grab it from that input. Clean this up a little bit. That looks good. And now we're gonna take player health and input it there. Because player health on the player wasn't changing, remember? That's why. So it's still grabbing that from the player. Oh. It was set to 0. That shouldn't. Oh, right. That makes sense. Okay, let's move it to one panel only. Because the actual HUD itself, I think it's playing this on begin play. Yes. So let's get the player controller ref. Get health. Oh, not controller ref. Get health components. That's what we're missing. Get health. Boom. That's all we were missing. There we go. Awesome. Beautiful. And is that retriggerable delay still working? It should be. We didn't even change anything for that. Beautiful. Our health bar is now, and you see I keep pressing 1.0. or I keep increasing it, it still says 1.0 because you can't go any higher than this. That's the max. If you go below 0, oh, you can't go below 0 actually. Let's fix that. So we're basically just going to set this to 0. And also update the HUD. All right. So it'll still say 0. Yeah, 0, 0, 0. It can't go below 0. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can't go above 1. Perfect. Awesome. All right, that's the health component. That's pretty simple. But had a couple of issues here and there because we still had a couple things hooked up to the player specifically. So now we can basically just remove that safely. So player health, we can get rid of. We can get rid of the function. Player health update. This had nothing to do with the health, right? I either did this. Nope, we're good. I'll keep the controller cast. We kind of might need that in the future potentially, so we'll keep that there. That's all the inventory stuff. This I think is all temporary. We are not keeping this in the final game, so let's label this as such. So remove before final build. Build. That's not a word. Build. And let's give that a big fat red color, like that one. So that way we can put temporary code here for testing, bug fixing, stuff like that. And then delete it later on. It's a good idea to label it, and I'll put it all in the same spot, like that. Oh no, my consumable. Correct, because that consumable was trying to call the function that I just deleted in the player. So that consumable item there is having a hard time. Let's fix that real quick. So player ref get health. Wait, hold on. What was it calling? It was calling the player health update, which is not on the player health anymore, or the player anymore. It's on the player health component. Update player health. Health change. Destroy actor. And right, these little guys lost their static meshes. I think I just had them as cubed or something. I don't even know. Is there a triangle in here? Triangle. Wow, no triangles. That's not nice. Capsule. It's a giant pill. Really? Okay, those are the only ones. Alright, we're just calling these pills then, I guess. They're literally gonna look like pills. Let's delete those. Alright, so 0.5. 0.12 minus 0.09. Oh, that's 90%. Right. Remember, that's 90%. 0.009. And then minus 0.21. There we go. So now we can pick up these pills. Oh god, don't do that. Undo that. There we go. I gotta pick that one up. Now health is printing. And there we go. Those items are working. Okay, that was something I totally forgot about. We had the consumable item. Fix that. I think that kind of does it. Oh, no. That does... I mean, it kind of does it for the health component itself. We're basically done with that. Now I want to look at the actual health bar. So let's open that up. Player health. Yeah, player health. So I guess what we're going to do is mess around with the settings a little bit. Add some padding here and there wherever we can. Just to get this thing looking better. It's square. I don't like the square part of it. And this is definitely not going to be the final version of the health bar. For sure. You can change the background image as well, which is cool. So I'll eventually get some custom ones. But for now, I just want to make it look a little prettier. Especially for the devlog that I'm going to be doing this weekend. I would like the health bar. I would like everything to look a little better. So if I do 5 and 5. I didn't really change anything. Oh, the padding's for that. Let's make it more than that. 2. 2.5. That looks okay. Oh, this is what I wanted. This is how I wanted it originally. And for some reason it's not. Oh, feel from center. Oh, I thought it was gonna be like from the middle it'll go out to the left and out to the right, but that's not what feel from center means. Oh well. Left to right. Right? That makes sense? Or right to left? No, left to right. So yeah, let's keep that at 2.5, 2.5. Ah, 22.5. It still looks pretty bad. I mean, think about it from the actual player perspective. To be honest, I think the padding might not be necessary there. Is there a way to like smooth that out? Let's put no padding there. I don't know why I don't like that. Maybe it's the color. I don't know. I don't know, I guess I'm kind of stuck with this shape. Doesn't look like there's a way to make it rounder. Unless if I have something in here. I think it has to be like... I think that's the default. Oh, let's not do that. Some of these don't even like make a full shape. That's so weird. Yeah, I'll have to get some custom stuff in here. There's definitely a couple of HUD icon packets that I have. Packs. I can add those in here. That's a material. What the hell? Yeah, that. That won't work for sure. Yeah, let's just keep it as a default gray. I was hoping to actually like... You could actually add padding. Is that just the same thing? No, actually that works. That's more square. Is there no way to actually like add padding to the outside of this thing? I guess not. Because I don't see it. Wait, margins. Oh. No. Why is it like that? That's so weird. Let's get rid of that. Box border. Oh, Jesus. Image. Yeah, let's leave that as box. I'll have to actually like do a little more research in this. Oh, tint. Oh, okay. I mean, if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. That's not important right now. Let's leave that where it was. Would it make more sense to change this to a different color? Oh, one thing I just thought of. It would be a cool idea to do as a tutorial almost. Change the color of the health bar as it decreases. I could save that for another time. Because off the top of my head, I don't know if I know how to do that. But if I took some time to actually figure it out, I could probably do it. That looks like it's gonna be it for that. No. Oh. No, thank you. Sheer. Scale. No, thank you. Translation. Let's leave it where it is. I don't really see anything here. Is volatile? What does this mean? If true, prevents the widget of its child geometry or layout information from being cached. If this widget changes every frame, but you want to still be in invalidation panel. I'm so blind. I need to put on my glasses for this. You should make it as volatile instead of invalidating it every frame. Ah, okay. Okay, that's about it. All we can do for that, I guess. I need to get some custom stuff in here. Custom health bar. Okay, and then let's go ahead and do the other component I wanted to do. Let's do. Oh, not folder. Delete. BPC underscore. What do we call this? Let's just call it hunger thirst component. It's more accurate to call it calories and hydration, but that's fine. For now, this works. Because remember, this could be used for multiple games. Alright. So like in the health component, let's just drag all of this over. Did I need the player controller? Yes. Because we're going to eventually have a function on the HUD, and the controller has that. Let's slap that into here. It would actually, you know what? I just realized instead of doing event begin play, hold on. Instead of doing the cast, I'll do it off stream. I'll figure it out. There's got to be a way to make this better, more efficient than just casting. I think I saw a video where they did like get owner and then player ref, but it was from the owner. I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a while since I saw that. All right. So we got a couple of variables we got to add here. Let's just keep it consistent. Player health or hunger. Make that a float. Player hunger max. Player thirst. Player thirst max. And then just to throw it in there, player fullness, and player fullness max. All right, so we're basically going to be using timelines for this. Custom events. We're going to have a couple of custom events that are triggering timelines. Let me move my mic a little bit. So, player health. Player hunger. Not timelines. Timers. I'm an idiot. Player health timer. And we're going to start timer or set timer by function. Let's make that function real quick. Hunger. Let's keep it consistent with the health component. Update player hunger. No, we're not going to call that. This is technically this will be the hunger decay. So player decay player hunger. Nah, that doesn't sound right. Player hunger decay. So we're going to be running this on the timer, and that will actually decay the player hunger or lower it. And then we're going to loop it, and this will be it doesn't have to be as often as you think, especially like in survival games. It can be like every 5 seconds or something like that. So just to be safe, let's do it at 5 seconds, because this is going to be running constantly throughout the whole game, and we don't want to destroy the performance. So for now, just to be safe, we're going to do it every 5 seconds. And we're going to copy this, paste. We're going to call this player thirst timer. And that's for the player thirst. So player thirst decay. And then we're going to do player hunger decay as well. We're also going to have a couple more functions. Wait, what? Oh, player fullness decay. Is this loud? Because I have it down lower than normal, and it seems pretty loud to me. That's still pretty loud. I think it's just this one song. All right, just want to make sure, because it's pretty loud in my headphones, and I have it turned down for myself. I'm gonna copy that, paste. Player fullness timer. So we're taking this, I'm gonna paste it here, and taking that. Whoops. I keep copying and then copying again. Copy, paste. All right, and we're gonna be looping all that in 5 seconds. All right, so we can set up the first one. First, I'm gonna go in the health component and remove this. I gotta remember to disable print functions, or print statements, I mean. So we can get rid of the player hunger component now. So what player hunger decay is gonna be doing is every time the timer loops, every 5 seconds, We're going to take player hunger. Oh, I should add more variables here. Player hunger decay value. Player thirst decay value. And player fullness decay value. That is a lot of floats. Let's move these where they should go. All right. So we're going to take the player health. First, we're going to check to see if it's 0. Is this equal to 0? If that is false, then we can actually update or decay the health. So if it's false. If it's, oh, hold on. If it's less than or equal to 0, then we make sure we set it to 0. Set to 0, okay. If it's false, we're going to take player health and we're going to subtract the decay value. So player hunger first. Let's set these values. So the hunger max will be 100. Thirst max will be 100. Actually, let's do it. Do the same thing that we have for the player health. Let's make it 1 percentage base. So 1.0. 1.0. And then that's 1.0 as well. We're gonna take our max values and we're gonna set the base value. So not player hunger max. Player hunger is gonna get its value from player health lip. Player hunger max. Player hunger is getting its value from player hunger max. Player thirst is getting its value from player thirst max. And that's going to be the same thing for player fullness. And then eventually, when we add the saving capability for the player, we will need to remove this and pull the information from the save file. Get that information, then set player hunger, player thirst, player fullness. But for now, this will work. Oops. Let's put that back. Player hunger. So the player hunger minus the player hunger decay value, which should be relatively small because we're using percentages. Player hunger decay value can be 0.05. Player thirst decay value should probably be a little bit higher. 0.75. And then the fullness can be a little lower, 0.025. There we go. All right. So I'm thinking, do we need to update the HUD every time you eat? And I'm thinking, yeah, let's do the same thing we have for the player health bar and set it up on the actual HUD as well. And then toggle the visibility every time you increase your health or your hunger, your thirst, and stuff like that. For now, let me just do the same thing for the other two. I'm literally just gonna copy and paste, and then take player thirst, put it here. Player thirst decay value here. Player thirst and player thirst. And we're gonna do the same thing here. Player fullness fullness decay. It's identical functions. Or identical identical functions. You technically can put them all in the same timer. The thing is, this way, if I wanted to, I can change the rate at which the actual value is changed or is decayed. So if I wanted to make hunger decay slower than thirst, it's better to have them on different timers. And then fullness can also have its own independent value here, the timer. Let's actually make individual health bars here, or progress bars for the for each of these different values. I'm just gonna copy the player health and paste it. We're gonna call this player hunger. I'm thinking, can we do this as two separate ones? I'm thinking we can. Yeah, we could do this fullness. Yeah, we could do this as one individual, or as one widget blueprint. I guess, yeah, that's what you call it, I guess, a widget blueprint. But we're going to let's open up the player widget as well. Okay. So in here, I'm going to move this down, and I'm going to put it down here in the bottom left. This will now be anchored to the bottom left, actually. Duplicate it a couple times. There we go. So there's 3 different ones. Let's actually change the name of these. Player hunger. Player thirst. And player fullness. And we're going to change the colors of each of these. Hunger, I'll have it as I'm thinking hunger can be orange, maybe. Let's see what that looks like. I think I figured out it's supposed to be 0.5 green. Or less than that. 0.25. Okay. Let's leave it at that. And then this will be blue for water, basically. It'll be all blue. It's a bit too much blue. Let's add 0.25 of green. There we go. And this will be green. Pure green, I think. Yeah, that works. Boy, that is an eyesore. Hold on. If I add 0.25 blue, it makes it okay. Decrease the amount of green. Got it. 0.5 green looks good. So those are our colors for each one. Let's set these to 0. We actually need to make variables for each of these. So we're gonna make a player hunger. Oh wait, thirst. Oh shoot, yeah, because of the bar is called that already. First of all, let's rename that. So hunger. I can't name it here or rename it here. Bar. I might not keep these as bars, honestly. I don't know what I'm going to do for the final game, but for now, this will be perfect. So now we can change these. Player hunger. Oops. Player fullness. That's going to be a float. Player thirst. That is also a float. Something is having a problem. Not fun. Oh, player health. Right. Player. This is bound to player health, but that's no longer there. We're changing it to hunger. Same thing here, but we're going to bind it to thirst. And this one's going to be bound to fullness. So each one has their own variable. Alright. So now we're going to go in our player HUD. Where is that at? Things are kind of all over the place. I really need to go through this and actually update it. Put things in the right spot. All the widgets in one folder, all the components in one folder, all the blueprints, stuff like that in one separate folder. Project Telltale HUD. So this is where the health bar is. It's up here. You just can't see right now. The widget bar is right there. You can't see it. I think I actually moved it for a thumbnail. What's that looking like? Nope, it's in the right spot. I still don't know why it's like that. I don't know why it's like off set for some reason, but whatever. Okay, we're going to add a new widget component. Player hunger, thirst, fullness. And that's going to be pretty much the spot where I wanted it. Phone, please, no. All right, let's keep it there for now because I want to quickly set up the code for this. Wait. Oh, no. Oh, right, you got to drag it on here. Okay, got it. Why is it like that? Why is it like that? That's so weird. I don't know why it's like that, but it's anchored to the bottom left. Let's see what that looks like. It's a bit too low and a bit too low left. Let's move it over there. And let's move it over to here. A bit too high. Okay, and now it's a bit to the left or to the right as well. I think this is where I had it originally. Let me see what that looks like. That doesn't look too bad. I like that for now. Everything's gonna be redone eventually. So that is a future me problem. No worries for now. All right, so we need to actually hook up do some code. So we got to do basically what we did for the health. In fact, let's organize this a bit. Health HUD Let's move this over here. Dialogue HUD. Inventory HUD. This one's a big one. Actually, let me move that over here instead. So event constructs up there. We're gonna do the toggle HUD, opacity, toggle, events. Just want to tidy things up a bit. All right. Yeah, let's do the small ones over here because they don't take up a lot of room. Let's move the inventory HUD here. Player inventory HUD. Same thing here. It's subtitles. I don't know why I'm calling it HUD or dialogue. Subtitles. HUD. This is incorrect, technically, but it's fine. Subtitle HUD. Subtitle HUD. I gotta change this. This is bothering me. But I would have to go in here, wouldn't I? Dialogue widget. It's fine. I'll fix it eventually. I'm gonna plan on doing another subtitle/dialogue stream at some point. Kind of do another update on that, like I'm doing with the health system and the inventory. For now, I'll keep it as is. Subtitle text. Is that an I or an L? I legit cannot see. I need my glasses. Where are they? Oh, and they're dirty, of course. Alright. So we're going to do the same thing here. Pretty much. Alright, but this one's going to be a little bit different. One sec, I'm just finishing cleaning my glasses. They look good. Now I'm not as blind. I'm still blind. Save everything. Save everything. Gotta remember to do that. So we can hold this one open. We can close this one. Player health. Keep that one open. So let's make a custom event. Oh, well. I was figuring I could just copy paste, rename. Player health, thirst. Player health. Player hunger, thirst, fullness, HUD. Okay. Right, so we need to get rid of that. Technically, we don't need to get rid of that. We just need to rename it hunger. And we need multiples of this. Player thirst. Darn it. Close that. Player fullness. All right. So we need to take our player hunger, thirst, fullness widget, and we need to get the values for the player hunger, player, no, set it. Player fullness. So we're gonna set these values, but the thing is, if these are basically 0, we're not gonna change anything. So is this 0? If it's equal to 0, then don't actually set the player hunger. Because at that point, we're just wasting. There's just no point in actually setting it to 0 or setting it to the same thing. This might be a bit bigger in size. Reality will need a sequence here. So we're going to do this 3 different times. This way we won't have to run all of it or actually like set these values if these basically are 0. Because not every item is going to change all the different conditions on the player. All right. And then we're going to be not setting it to 0. We're going to be taking health. Oh, hold on. No, yeah. We're not changing health. We're just setting it here. Wait, what am I doing here? No, we're just setting it. I'm dumb. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm making this more complicated than for some reason because I think I was doing something else. I'm not changing these values now. I'm just setting them to the widget. So this can all fit on one line. I'm just taking this value from where is this being called again? Hold on. I think it's being called in the component, right? I just made this too. See, this is the problem. Everything's in the wrong place. Yes, that's what we're doing. Okay. So in our component, see, the thing is, I don't want the health bar. I don't want the hunger bar, the thirst, and the fullness to be constantly updating like it is for the health bar. Because health only, or condition, whatever, this is updating whenever you pick up food or drinks. For now. It's gonna be more than just that eventually. I don't want that. I don't want this to show up every time. I don't want to toggle the hunger thirst bar every time it changes, because it's going to be changing constantly. So instead, we're going to make another function. Keep putting hunger or health. Shoot. Thirst. Fullness. Update it. I think that's what I called it in here. So basically, whenever you eat an item... Oh, right. Let's actually look at this item. This is what we should be doing. We should be running it from here. Update, get player... No, yeah, no, that's right. Player... Oh, it's not even on the player yet. That's why. Add that component. Player hunger, thirst. It's not called that. Hunger, thirst, component. There we go. Yeah, it's hunger, thirst, component. I think another song got a cut out of the video. One sec. Yeah. There we go. All right. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Hunger, thirst component, and then we're going to do whatever. X. Update player health. That's what we're doing there. I was about to say, I'm lost. What am I doing? Nope, I am not lost. I am just looking at the wrong thing. So, this is the function that is going to actually increase the hunger, the thirst, the fullness. These timers are the decay of those three values over time. So, let's keep it consistent. So we're going to call it update player health. So here we're calling it update player hunger, thirst, fullness. This is what I was trying to do earlier in the HUD. What I was trying to do with the three different value changes. That's not what we're doing here. That's what we're doing here. Or not here. Here. So... yeah, we basically need the same thing here. We need that change to blank. So we're gonna add some inputs. Change to hunger. Make that a float. Change to thirst. Make that a float. Change to fullness. And that's a float. So in the event that this is equal to 0, in fact, we don't really need a sequence. If that's equal to 0, then don't change the hunger value. If it is false, if that is not 0, then we're going to take player hunger and then add the change, whether if it's positive or negative. It should be positive, but it's always possible you might have a game where a food item or health item actually decreases your health. So we'll just leave it at that. All you would have to do is just make sure that the number you're inputting on the other side of this, wherever you're running this function, is actually negative. And then we're going to set player hunger. If it's false. And there we go. All right. And then from there, we're going to do the next check. This is why we don't need the sequence. Because even if this is true, if this change hunger is 0, then we could just bypass the set player hunger there and just go straight to the next branch check. And this will be for player thirst. If this value is oh wait, hold on, what am I doing? No, if that value is equal to 0, then we set player thirst. So player thirst, drag it into there, player thirst. And we're gonna add that value. All right, and then we're gonna do the same thing for fullness. Okay, and we're taking that value. If that's equal to 0, then don't do anything. And if it's not equal to 0, then actually add it to the player thirst. Not player thirst. This is going to be fullness, remember. Fullness and fullness. So we got hunger going into the hunger change, thirst going into the thirst change, and fullness going into the fullness change. Now we can run our event function to our HUD. And that's why we have our player controller reference. So we're going to take our player controller reference right here, and we're going to update this right here, or play this event. So what did we call it? Player hunger, thirst, fullness, HUD. Oof, that's a mouthful. Player health, player update is the first word. Player, nope, not even player. Player, god damn it. Hunger, what? Oh, right. Controller ref, get HUD. HUD. Get HUD, get player HUD. Update. What is going on? Is that how you did it? That's how we did it in here, right? Yeah, controller ref, player HUD, player health HUD. Oh, right. Where's the player HUD? Player hunger, thirst, fullness HUD. That's why you got to keep things consistent, so that you don't confuse yourself. Although I'm still managing to do that. Player health, not health, hunger, thirst, fullness, HUD. All right. And hunger goes here. Thirst goes there. Fullness goes there. And that brings us to the other side of that event, which is here. Player hunger gets set to player hunger on the widget, thirst on the widget, and fullness on the widget. And the last thing we would need to do is this. And the widget we are updating is the thirst, hunger, fullness widget, whatever. Okay. Ugh. Okay. Actually kind of nearing the end of this stream, which is good. Now I just got to test this. So that should be it. It should be hooked up properly. But now we need to actually update our item here to actually update thirst, hunger, and fullness. Player hunger, thirst, fullness. So this is where we're actually inputting the changes whenever we pick up this item. And if that change ends up being 0, then we won't change it. So we basically just need to add hunger change and make that a float. It's a lot of floats in this video. Thirst change and fullness change. These will all be public for now. We're going to put these into here. And just for the testing purposes of this, I'm just going to leave it at don't destroy itself. Right. Let's actually set our player. Let's set the hunger components to max. Wait, that should have worked. Right. I think. Yeah, we need to add that here. Okay. Let me add that here real quick. I'm going to just move this. I want to keep it in the order that I worked on it. So first would have been the health and then the HUD, or the health and then subtitles, then the inventory, and now the new health, or the thirst, hunger, fullness. That'll be the newest one. So everything's correct except for one thing. We just need to add it up here. So we need to get the, darn it, get hunger, thirst components. And we're going to get player hunger, get player thirst, and get player fullness. Line this up, bring these over here, and we're going to do player hunger, thirst HUD, or fullness HUD, and actually set those to the default, which is the max for now. Might need more room here. So then it should be basically full. All right, so then that was perfectly set up. Now we need to actually test to see if this is actually, if these timers are actually working. Where is it? Here, consumable. No, where did that go? Here, in the event graph. Right, we need to actually, I totally forgot. We need to actually, call these somewhere. On begin play, basically. Because we're going to have a delay. So, player hunger timer, player thirst timer, player fullness timer. For the sake of testing, we're going to change these to 1 second each. Are these okay? Now that I think about it, I do want to add that here. I want to add this in there as well. Is that it? No. Hold on. First of all, I need to add that here. Connect that. Yes, I want to actually update it as long as this is visible. So the only way it's going to actually update is if it's going to be weird because I guess it would be because there's 3 different timers. I only really need this to be on one timer. And it doesn't really make sense to put it on the fullness one. The hunger one makes the most sense. So as long as this... Problem is, this isn't the widget. Player controller ref. Get player HUD. Get hunger widget. Get, I think, render opacity. I think that's it. I think I have it in here somewhere. Render opacity. Okay. If it's basically we're going to check to see if this is greater than or yeah, if it's greater than 0 and do a false check. So this is a doozy of a line here. Let's move it over. Save some space. If the HUD, the thirst, hunger, fullness HUD widget component is visible, it's over 0, then actually update it. So if it's greater than 0, we're going to update it. That way, when it's invisible, it doesn't automatically update it. Or isn't constantly updating. It does. I don't need to actually update the widget until it becomes visible. And it's becoming visible. Hold on. Oh, see, the problem is if I do this, it's going to toggle that. I don't want to do that. It's just going to continuously toggle it over and over again. I guess what I can do is make a separate event. Hold on. Branch. Got an idea. So we don't need to make an actual variable here, and we don't need to make an additional event. We can just call this toggle HUD question mark. Add a question mark, please. Toasty. It's a Boolean. So by default, it'll be false. In the decay timer, we do not want to toggle it. But in the actual update function, we do want to toggle it. Yes, toggle it. So that way, if it's true, then we toggle it. If it's false, we do not toggle it and let the retrigger delay actually complete, which will disable or it'll toggle it off. All right. I think this is everything. I think this should work, but that doesn't mean it's going to. It's possible something's gonna break. But otherwise, this will be the end of the stream if this works. So we got our full health bars there, or our full bars down below. It did not. Oh, hold on. See what I mean? You think it's complete and it's actually not. Right, here we go. Toggle HUD. Oh, I think it starts at 0, or it starts visible. We need to change that. It needs to start at 0. And that needs to be hit, not testable, I believe. Not hit testable. Got it. For some reason that broke the health bar. Why did that break the health bar? What happened there? What's going on? Not sure why that broke the health bar. So that's the health one, and that's the thirst hunger. Is it gonna let me debug? Nope. I wonder if I can pause, eject. Where's the player? There we go. All right. Stop. Darn it. I unclicked. Yep. Once I unclicked, it basically removed the reference for the debugger. Alright. So let's play again. Is it not? It's not holding on to that. That's kind of annoying. God, I fucking hate stupid bots. I don't think it can hold on to that, can it? No, it literally can't. Alright, so let's do a print here. Health. 2 seconds, that's fine. And then hunger, thirst, fullness. Let's just abbreviate that. Hunger, thirst, fullness. Seems like the health bar is having trouble for some reason. Oh, you know what? I think because I'm re-triggering that function. Or that event. Yeah, that's why. Because we're using the same toggle to turn on different widgets. So it's triggering for the health bar, but then immediately it's triggering for the thirst, hunger, fullness bar. So it's basically it's redoing the whole event again. That is a bit of a problem. I think what I might have to do is update each of the widgets and maybe add the code separately to each widget. I might, or find another solution. For now, let's just quickly test this. I want to end the stream. Let's just actually test this, because I want to be able to see the hunger, thirst, fullness. Alright, hold on. What is going on here? Yeah, event play. It should be playing all the timers. The timers are set to 1 second and they're looping. Player hunger should be updated. It should be full. Player hunger is max. All those values are at max. Let's debug this then. So we know these are working. It's just another issue I need to resolve. All right. So let's print out. We had it in here at some point. Print out health. No, it's not going to be at 0, so it's fine. So every time those timers trigger, it should be printing something out. Oh, one of them isn't triggering. Oh, let's put it here. And let's, oh, right. Let's actually make these the colors that the actual bar itself is, so we can figure out what it is. So this one's orange. It's not exactly the same color, but that's fine. Thirst is blue. That one can stay the same. Fullness is green. That way we can differentiate between the three. So yeah, it is updating. But the bars are not updating. That's the problem. Which is really strange. Because that's right here. Get opacity. If the opacity is great... Oh, I'm dumb. If the opacity is greater than 0, then do it. Yep, it's working. Really weird that it only updates the health for the first one. Alright, that is pretty strange. Why is it only updating it for the player health the first, or the hunger the first time? The hunger max is 1. Thirst max. Well, those are maxed set at 1. So it can't possibly be getting higher than that. That's so weird. Well, I'll figure that out. That's just another bug to the list that I can do off stream. I'll probably be doing that this weekend. And let's actually pick up an item. All right. Oh, we didn't actually change the values, did we? No. Hunger change. 0.1. Hunger change. 0.43. Oh, let's just do 1. Two 5. Fullness 0.15. There we go. It is actually going over. I need to change that. Yeah, I gotta make sure that changes. The player HUD is not, or the player health bar is not going away. I think it's because of that same, that same problem. It's just overriding what's being toggled. We don't want that. All right, and yeah, I didn't add a. Strange. I thought I did. Did I do it backwards? Player hunger. Oh, these are the decays. I'm looking at the wrong one. Here. Right, I didn't do the thing that I did for the health. I should have been doing this as well. Checking to see if it's gonna bring it over the max. Let's bring that over. This is gonna make it more, you know what, I'll do it a different time. I'll just add it to my list of things I need to update this weekend. Alright, that's pretty much it. We have working health. We have a working health bar. We have working thirst, hunger, and fullness. They're functioning. They're just not actually doing anything at the moment. You don't actually die, but it's all working. Let me see what is printing right now. Something's printing, and I don't want it to print. That. Because I want to take some screenshots. And then also I'm going to set the timers back to 5. So after 5 seconds, another bot. Go fuck yourself. Oh, and it's gone. Right. I need to actually like retoggle it. That's fine. I'm going to make like a GIF here in a second, and I'm going to post that on Twitter probably. And then this will all be, of course, available in the devlog for this weekend, which will include the inventory system and the health update and the new hunger, thirst, and fullness as well. I guess technically there'll be another stream on Saturday, so I might tidy things up on Saturday's stream and figure out what's next. I think next will be the subtitles probably, but I do gotta update everything, tidy up some of the code and some of the blueprints, and also I need to tidy up where everything is, because everything's kind of a mess right now. There's multiple folders and things are not where they should be, so I'll do that over the weekend. All right, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, whether if it was live or not. Either way, it helps. Make sure you do subscribe so that you get notifications for when I'm streaming or when I'm uploading a video. And then leave a like and a comment on this VOD as well to help the performance of the stream. Thank you so much again. And you can join me tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time for Stardew Valley, and then Saturday, same time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, for more Unreal, the continuation of this.